Most people follow a budget rule that was designed to keep them comfortable, not wealthy. The 50-30-20 rule sounds smart, but it has one massive flaw nobody talks about. It tells you to spend half your income on needs before you even start building wealth. 20% goes to savings, and the rest is for whatever you want. Millions of people follow this exact formula and wonder why they never get ahead. Meanwhile, quietly millionaires have been using a completely different split for decades. It is called the 40-30-30 rule, and it changes everything. Today, you are going to learn the exact framework that separates the wealthy from everyone else. Let us start with why the 50-30-20 rule fails most people who try it. When half your paycheck goes to needs, you are building someone else's wealth, not yours. Your landlord gets richer, your utility company profits, and you stay exactly where you are. The 20% you save feels responsible, but financial freedom at that rate takes 30 years. And the 30% for wants is where lifestyle creep slowly eats your future alive. Every year you earn a little more and spend a little more, and the cycle never breaks. The 50-30-20 rule was built for survival, not for building real wealth. Millionaires figured this out early and quietly rewrote the formula in their favor. Here is the split they actually use. 40% needs 30%, investing 30% wants. At first glance, it looks almost the same, but the shift creates a completely different outcome. 10% less on needs forces you to get creative with your fixed costs. 10% more toward investing means your money starts compounding years earlier than everyone else. And keeping 30% for wants means you never feel deprived, so you actually stick with it. This is not about extreme frugality. It is about strategic allocation of every dollar you earn. Let us break down each piece, starting with the 40% that covers your needs. Needs are the non-negotiables: housing, food, transportation, insurance, and basic utilities. Most people never question these costs, and that is exactly why they stay trapped. The first move is to audit every recurring expense and ask one question: can this be lower? Your rent or mortgage is the biggest lever, and even a small reduction frees up hundreds monthly. Cooking at home 3 more nights a week can save over $300 a month. Switching insurance providers or bundling policies can cut that bill by 20% overnight. Transportation is a silent wealth killer, between car payments, gas, and insurance eating your income. The goal is not to live like a monk, but to squeeze your needs to 40%. When you compress your needs, you create space for the part that actually builds wealth. Now the 30% that goes into investing, this is the real engine of the system. This is not a savings account sitting in a bank earning almost nothing after inflation. This is money actively working for you in index funds, real estate, or your own business. Here is what most people miss. The gap between 20 and 30% is not just 10%. That gap is measured in decades of your life and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Someone investing 20% of $5,000 monthly puts away $1,000 each month. At 10% average annual returns, that becomes $760,000 in 20 years. Now bump that to 30%, $1,500 a month. Same returns, same timeline. That number becomes $1.14 million, almost $400,000 more. The gap only gets wider the longer you let compound interest do its work. After 30 years, the difference between the two approaches is over $1 million. This is not speculation or gambling. This is basic index fund math anyone can follow. The key is consistency. 30% of every paycheck goes into investments before you touch anything. Automate the transfer so the money moves before you ever see it in your account. When the money moves automatically, you never miss it, and your wealth grows on autopilot. Millionaires do not invest what is left after spending, they spend what is left after investing. That one mental flip separates people who retire at 45 from those who work until 70. Now here is the part that makes this whole system actually sustainable. The 30% for once. Most budgeting advice treats spending on yourself like a crime, and that is why most budgets fail. You are a human being, not a savings robot, and you deserve to enjoy your life. 30% for once means vacations, dining out, hobbies, clothes, and everything that makes life good. The The difference is that this spending is planned and guilt-free, not impulsive and stressful. When your investments are already handled, spending on yourself actually feels incredible. You are not stealing from your future. You are living your present while your future builds itself. This balance is exactly why the wealthy stick with this system for years without burning out. Deprivation budgets fail for the same reason deprivation diets fail. Your willpower eventually runs out. The 40-30-30 split works because it respects both your ambition and your humanity. Let us run the real numbers so you can see what this looks like in practice. Take someone earning $5,000 a month after taxes, a fairly normal income. 40% to needs means $2,000 covers rent, food, transport, and basic utilities. 30% to investing means $1,500 goes straight into index funds every single month. And 30% to wants means $1,500 for everything that makes life worth living. After just 5 years, your investment account holds over $116,000. After 10 years, you are sitting on over $310,000 in invested wealth. After 20 years, that grows past $1.1 million on an average salary. You can become a millionaire without ever earning 6 figures just by splitting your money correctly. The secret was never about earning more. It was about allocating what you earn in the right way. Most millionaires did not get rich from a lucky break or a massive inheritance. They got rich by making one smart decision about their money and repeating it for decades. Now here is what separates the people who know this from the people who actually do it. Knowledge without action is just entertainment, and your bank account does not care what you know. Start by calculating your after-tax monthly income and writing down that exact number today, then list every single need expense and find a way to get the total to 40%. Next, set up an automatic transfer of 30% into a brokerage account every single payday. Whatever remains is your guilt-free 30%, and you spend it however you choose. The 40-30-30 split is simple. It is just uncomfortable for people who love excuses. 5 years from now, you will either be glad you started or wish you had. The wealthy do not have secret advantages. They just split their money differently, and now so can you.